Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you the syllabus for our English 102 class. I'm also going to walk you around the Blackboard course just so that you can have your bearings. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Just a little bit about myself. For those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Jeff Yeager. This is my 4th year teaching here at Southern. I have a bachelor's in English and history from Concord University, master's in English from Ohio University, and a doctorate in English from West Virginia University. So I've taught all around the region. I'm a native Wyoming County person. I also teach at the Wyoming County campus. So some of you probably spread out all over the place, all the different Southern campuses, but I'm at the Wyoming campus. So this is going to be a class on literature. It's literature and writing together mostly. But this is a class on literature, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get started with this syllabus. So English 102, the theme for this particular course is going to be Gothic fiction and poetry. So I'll just say this: if you don't think that this course theme is your thing, then there are other English 102 sections online that are available. So I leave that choice up to you. Reason why that I choose Gothic fiction for a 102 class like this is because Gothic fiction kind of serves our purpose pretty well. It gives us lots of short stories. There's lots of shorter novels. You don't have to read like an 800-page novel. For most of the big heavy hitters, most of them are the really good ones are still fairly short. So Gothic fiction works pretty well for a class like this. There's going to be plenty of reading, but it won't kill you with the sheer amount of stuff that you will read. Plus, I like the stuff too, so there's that. So the class is going to be delivered completely online. However, I will be doing a Zoom meeting on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8. Wednesday nights from 6 to 8. And I actually still need to post this Zoom link here. I'm going to have a Zoom link here on the syllabus for you. So basically, let me go down to how you're graded to explain this. So for 15% of the grade, which is on major reading discussions, I say here either via Blackboard or Zoom, you're going to have a choice in the class. You can either participate on Blackboard. I'll give you a bunch of prompts every week, and you'll write something like a 750 to 1,000 word response every week about whatever we're reading. And then you'll also discuss the reading with your other peers who are on there. So that's one choice that you have. For those of you who might work, who might not have that time slot available, that's how you will do that portion of your grade. But I'm also giving you the option to join us by Zoom, as I said, 6 to 8 on Wednesdays. And all you have to do for that is just be prepared, have completed the readings, be ready to discuss the readings. So we will have sort of an open discussion type of class about the readings. So participate, chime in. Don't just come to the meeting and do nothing. Come to the meeting, participate, be ready to go. And that you will fill your 15% of the grade that way. Now, it's better to stick to one or the other, but let's say like there's 1 week where you can't make it or something, you could then do the written response. I don't want to see people changing every week though. That's too much for me to keep up with. So I would say here either pick one or the Zoom option is, to me, it sounds more feasible and easy to do. You'll learn more from it that way. Oftentimes the discussion forums in these online classes, you guys probably know, everybody always agrees with each other. There's nothing but rainbows and happiness and harmony and unicorns, right? So there's not really much you take away from that sometimes. Now, with that said, if you do that, I'm going to try to make sure that it's the best discussion you can have. If everybody's agreeing and there's rainbows everywhere, I will quickly put a stop to that. So if you do the discussion forums, do participate, do give constructive criticisms, do talk about the ideas, right? So, but you have the choice for that part of your grade. So 50% will be the big research paper with the bibliography, and the paper itself will be worth 35%, and the bibliography will be worth 15%. So at the end of the year, after we've read everything, you will do a research project on either some of these short stories or some of these novels. So you'll basically be making an argument about something controversial within the novel or the short story. There's going to be 2 short papers that are 3 to 4 pages long. Those are 10% each, so 20% in total. So oftentimes the short papers will give birth to an idea for the longer paper. That's the reason why we do the short papers. Sometimes they plant a seed for a bigger idea. So plus it helps you practice your concision, trying to get everything into 3 or 4 pages. You will do some discussions on Blackboard. Those will be worth 10%. Those are on some of the smaller readings we're doing. So oftentimes I will break some of the smaller readings, maybe some poems, maybe just a random short story. When we get to the novel, I'll give you small chunks of the novel to do on those days. So there will be some discussions, and they will be worth 10 in total. Then your engagement, participation, that's worth 5. So making sure you keep up every week and say good stuff, give good feedback, that's all worth 5. So going back up here then, my office, my email, phone number, office location, office hours, all that are listed here. Your text requirements in the class. You guys might know there's a book called Literature that's listed for 102 in the Southern bookstore. You don't have to buy that book. That book is, you don't need to buy that book. Instead, I'm assigning 3 different novels through the semester. So one of them is Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. That's really probably, if you're thrifty, that's probably the only one you have to buy because it's not yet available in the public domain. So The Haunting of Hill House, you can find that on Amazon, or if you have a bookstore nearby, you can probably find it on there. Because it's a very popular novel. It was revived a couple of years ago thanks to the Netflix TV series. So The Haunting of Hill House. We'll also be doing Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You can get those books for free on the internet. They are available in the public domain. So if you have something like a Kindle, or maybe on your iPhone or your iPad, if you have something like iBooks, you can get Dracula and Frankenstein for free on those. Or you can go buy a cheap paperback off Amazon or the local bookstore or something like that. So that's your options there. The good news is we won't need any of these novels until several weeks into the class. The first 6 weeks or so, we're mostly just reading short stories. So you do have some time before you need those. As I said, this is a course on Gothic literature. I'll give you a brief spiel there. The section is completely online. So even though we are going to have a live class session every week, for those of you who might not do that, I will record that live session every week, and I will post it for everyone to see. So everyone should be able to benefit from the live classes we do. I also have recordings from previous classes where we've discussed this stuff as well. So I will have a wealth of materials for you guys to peruse. There'll be lots of videos instruction. So I've pretty much already explained all of this, all of the ways that you're going to be graded. Attendance, as I say here, even though we're not necessarily meeting together in a classroom, you are going to be expected to contribute every week. If not, your grade will go down. Simple as that. Participation, it's vital. This is the type of class that doesn't work. It's more of a chore if everyone doesn't participate. If everybody gives their all, everybody comes into the class with a little enthusiasm, participation will go a long way to making this a better class. It's kind of, it's as far as talking about literature in an online format, it's not easy. If everybody gives their all, you guys will all make something of it. Then plagiarism. Plagiarism, in case you didn't get a good definition of that in English 101, plagiarism is when you try to pass someone else's work off as your own. So this can take several different forms. So you might do something like copy a paper online. You might buy a paper online and try to pass it off as your own. You might take your buddy's paper and try to pass it off as your own. So those are extremely severe cases of this type of thing. If you're caught doing it, it constitutes an automatic F in the course. No ifs, ands, and buts. There's also a degree of severity. Let's say you might take a couple of paragraphs off of someone else's paper without citing it and pass it off like it's your own ideas. That's not a complete paper, but it's a large chunk of a paper. So something like that can also constitute getting an automatic F in the course. But the easiest way to avoid this is do your own work. Like, have your own ideas. Don't try to go around and don't go do that type of thing. Normally plagiarism happens when people are facing a deadline. You get into a panic, you want to turn something in. That's most of the time when it happens. So just do your own work and you have nothing to worry about. Here's our schedule of readings. So the way that we're going to do this even though it's an online class, I'm still having you guys come up with random dates I'm still giving you guys dates to check in and complete these discussion posts or readings. So on Mondays every week, I'm going to have the short reading due. So whatever short story or novel section or poem we do on Mondays, you will do a discussion board post on those days. So as you see, our first one coming up next week will be Washington Irving's Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And so Wednesdays, though, that's when we're doing our big readings every week. That's when we're doing the big readings. So the readings that are listed on Wednesdays, that will be what we discuss on Wednesday evenings. So as you see, our first Wednesday reading next week will be some Poe stories, The Black Cat, The Perverse, The Telltale Heart. Okay. And that's pretty much how it will work going forward. For the first 6 weeks, we will spend all of our time doing all these short stories. Then after that, we'll start with the novels. So as you see, our first short paper will be due October 8th. Now, the way the short papers will work, I'll give you lots of questions that you can pick from. It'll mostly be on those short stories. Then we'll read Dracula. We'll spend a couple of weeks on Dracula. Then we'll spend a couple of weeks on The Haunting of Hill House. As you see, the last 4 weeks of the course, there won't be any reading at that point. That'll be when we start working on the research paper. Okay, so after you've read all this stuff, you'll pick something and you'll write about it. And that's it in a nutshell. Now I will go show you how to use the Blackboard page. So here is our page. When you click into it, it'll take you to an announcement screen. So whenever I update the class on anything, it will be here. Sometimes most of the time I'll just do video updates. Sometimes I'll write out a long message, but most of the time it's easier just to write video updates to you. So as I'm doing here. So everything will be posted here. Anytime I post something to here as well, it goes to your email address too. So the syllabus and schedule, I'm going to upload that right here. So by the time you see this video, the syllabus and the reading schedule will be right there. But for the most part, everything you need is in this course materials. Pretty much everything you need is in learning modules. Okay, learning modules. So as we see, I've already given you your brief assignment for week 1, which is your first day discussion post. And I also gave you your assignment for week 1 already we're watching this video, Critical Approaches to Reading Lit. So starting next week, I haven't made it available to you yet. I need to finish all these updates, change the dates and all that. Starting next week, we'll start this module on short fiction. So the way these modules work, I give you daily instructions. Those are pretty much copied straight out from the syllabus. I give you these daily instructions. Then I give you your content in descending order. So what goes first, and then on descending order on down. So as we see here, I give PDFs of all the readings. So for instance, our first reading next week, Sleepy Hollow. There's even a nice little video discussion about Sleepy Hollow here that I provided from a class that I taught before. So I'll give you all these readings and folders, and I'll also give you the link to the discussion forum too. So you'll click, like I said, I need to fix those, but you'll click these links, and it'll take you right over to the discussion forum where you can do your post. So for your Monday posts and for your Wednesday posts, if you don't choose to do the Zoom. So pretty much everything you need will be right here every time. As far as other places to look here, I'll also post some videos under this thing called supplemental videos. The videos will be posted in a couple of different places. I'll post them in the modules, but I'll also try to keep them posted here. You can get to the discussions as well just by clicking discussions and finding the appropriate one. The only one that's available to you right now is your introductory post, as you see. And to submit your major papers, short paper 1, 2, the bibliography, and the research paper, you'll be able to click here. The assignment Dropbox will be right here for you. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Navigating the Blackboard isn't too hard. Most everything you need is right here where it says learning modules. So with that said, that should be enough. Our first official Zoom meet will be a week from today as I record this video. So it'll be on August 25th. We'll do it from 6 to 8. So I hope to see as many of you then. If not, I'll look forward to reading your posts. So take care, good luck. Please let me know if you need anything as you get started.